Hey everybody, I'm Gabby and this is RVs with Gabby. Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. Thank you so much for watching our content. If you love our videos, please don't forget to hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notification bell so you never miss another walk around video. So today is going to be a little bit of a different style video. I've wanted to shoot this for a while, and this is going to talk about warranties and the RV industry. Now hold up, Gabby, stop right there. I don't want to hear about it. Warranties suck. My RV's been in the shop for months. I hear you. I definitely hear you. But I think part of the problem is nobody sets the expectation and explains the warranty process. So if you have an extended warranty, it's a little bit different, right? Because when you purchase an extended warranty, you're purchasing it through a particular company. And usually that company is directly related to the store or dealership that sells you the camper, right? So in that case, it's like if you own a Honda and you have a warranty from Honda. What do? When you need something done, you bring it to Honda, you drop it off. They self-diagnose because it's not a third party that needs approval, it's just them. If they approve it, they usually have the part in stock or they can get it fairly quickly, and then they can repair it, replace it, whatever's got to be done, and you're back in your Honda on your way. The RV industry is so different because almost every manufacturer is in Elkhart, Indiana, and then they have a third party of the store or dealership that sells the product for them. And a lot of people really hate on the stores, but I just want to talk about what it takes to get warranty approved, and maybe that'll help kind of manage expectations, but also just be realistic about what to expect and not to beat on service advisors and technicians because they work really hard and try their best. But if you're trying to get something covered through the manufacturer, you have to recognize that the dealership is not directly responsible for that. Unless the dealership makes that brand, which I guess it happens, right? Smaller businesses might build it and sell it themselves, then that's a different story. But this is me talking about, like, for instance, I own a Jayco and I bought it from Blue Compass. If we made a punch list of things we wanted covered under warranty, which we have a couple of small items that we could probably get addressed, we have to set an appointment with the dealership. Now, it has to be a dealership that carries that brand so that they can warranty that brand. So I'd have to first find a dealership, if I wasn't near my home dealership that sold it to me, find the dealership that carries Jayco and say, okay, I'm going to go in for Jayco warranty. Now, this is not me beating on Jayco. I love it. It's one of my favorite products to sell, and we love our camper, so we're super happy with it. I'm just using them as an example. So let's say we want to make an appointment, right? Usually the dealership is pretty booked up, so it's going to be like 2 to 3 weeks for an appointment, unless it happens like, hey, we got in pretty quickly. That first appointment is an initial diagnosis. So the technician comes in, they see what's wrong with it, they try to they'll try some methods to fix it. For instance, our water heater went out, and that's by Furrion. So he diagnosed it and tested it and ended up discovering that the blower was bad, right? So that's the technician's job, is just to figure out what's wrong and diagnose it. So technician diagnoses it, right? He types up his notes, the service advisor then submits it, the warranty advisor then submits it to Jayco. Somewhere along the lines, someone may say, hey, we need photos of the thing, we need for some reason, even though they know like what the pieces are, right? Because they make the brand, they might be like, I need the designated code on the inside of the door, or I need the designated, serial number on the water heater, whatever it is. So it might come back and they might need more information. So that could take like a week or two. Let's say that doesn't happen. It'll take a couple days for somebody at Jayco to read it, review it, see it, and they'll be like, okay, this is a Furrion thing, so we have to forward it to Furrion for approval. Now that department's probably crowded too, probably only a couple people working there. So Furrion's got to go through and figure out if they're going to approve it and what's wrong with it. They might come back like they did with us and say, well, did you try this, right? Did you try lowering the pressure, I think is what they suggested. So that takes a couple days to get back to Blue Compass. Service advisor contacts you, says, hey, we need to try something else. Maybe your RV is sitting on the shop lot. Maybe you took it home because you wanted to take it on another trip. But now it's been maybe 2 weeks since you put in and had the initial, a diagnosis at Blue Compass, and you still don't have an approval. Once they approve, hear me out because I'll get somewhere with this, okay? So once they approve it, like let's say photos are good, they approve it, right? Then they have to send the approval back to Jayco, who then sends the approval back to Blue Compass. That might be another couple days. Eventually, parts gets it, right? Your service advisor gets the approval. They call you, they say it's approved. Now we got to order the part. Now sometimes it's a window or a door, right? God forbid it's something with a lot of glass. Sometimes it gets shipped and it comes shipped broken. And then so let's say it's been another week and it comes in and it's broken. They got to order another one. Even if that's not the case, it's still a couple days for shipping depending on where it's at. They finally get the part in. Now they can call you and say, hey, can you come in to get this fixed? Unless your RV's already in the lot. But now you got to make another appointment, and they don't necessarily have availability right away. So now we're talking like it's been 2 months and my part's still not fixed. So you can see where people come online and they're like, service is awful, I hate this, they don't cover anything, it's not fair, blah, blah, blah. Here's my suggested solution for every manufacturer. And I don't know that they'll ever take this advice, but it's something that I, as somebody who has sold them for several years and now lives in one, here's what I suggest. How about you hire somebody that works at every dealership directly who can authorize these warranty approvals? So instead of somebody at Blue Compass having to submit it to Jayco, who then has to submit it to Furrion, who then has to submit it back to Jayco, who then has to send it back to Blue Compass, we just do somebody at the direct dealership who can walk through with the technician and say, yep, that's approved, yep, that's not approved. Because that would at least bypass that initial, sometimes several week process of getting something approved. There are dealerships that will make exceptions, right? If it's something big like an AC or a fridge, usually they try to push it through faster. Sometimes if you email the actual manufacturer, like bypassing your dealership and saying, hey, here's what's happening with it, they can sometimes get it approved and shot through faster. So it's all about just this paper trail and process of submitting that I think people come back and they just like really wail on service technicians and especially service advisors, because they're the one at the desk who have to tell you that it's still pending approval, and they have hundreds of tickets to go through every day almost to update people with what's going on. I don't necessarily think it's a great system. I'm not approving it at all, but I'm also just saying this is the reality and how it is. So if you're somebody who's thinking about buying an RV, or you own one and now you're like, hey, I need like warranty work done, that kind of thing, I would highly recommend making an appointment at the end of your camping season and bringing them a punch list of items that need to be done at once, but booking it with the intention of getting all of those items touched. Because what else happens is you book an appointment for one item, and so they give you a 30-minute slot for that one item, and then when you come in with a list of 10 things, that's also going to delay them because they only have so many technicians who can address every single issue. Do I think there's a shortage of great technicians nationwide, no matter what dealership? Yes, absolutely. So that's a whole other can of worms that I'm not really going to go into today, but I appreciate every mobile technician out there. I appreciate all of my friends who are technicians in the industry, like really, really solid, big help as best as they can. They are trying their best. And I think sometimes service advisors get a bad rep because they just get yelled at so often that they get numb to it. And then people are like, well, my service advisor was so mean to me. It's like, no, they've been yelled at 6 times today. Like, cut them a little bit of a break. And I'm sure there's going to be comments here and haters saying, screw this, I want to sell my RV, it's so stupid, I don't want to ever own an RV, the industry sucks, blah, 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 because that's just how it is. There's always haters on the internet. But I really wanted to come on here and kind of describe the process to you, because this is what I explain to new customers when they're like, hey, I read poor reviews about service, I've heard there's issues with warranties. It's like, if it's something simple that you can just take care of yourself, you're much better off just doing it on your own. If it's a quick fix, for instance, my door here in the bedroom, because I'm sitting in my bedroom, has had a little crack because it's made by hand. So a little crack on the edge around the inside where I could see light coming in through the outside, meaning it wasn't properly sealed. What did we do? We picked up some caulk, we caulked it, we're good to go. Same thing with the shower. If it's not completely level, it drips a little bit on the edge of the pan. Put a little caulk in it, fixed it, no problem. These are the things that some people would say, well, I want the manufacturer to fix and I want warranty to fix. Somebody has to pay that technician to do the work. And of course, the dealership is going to try to get the manufacturer to pay for that work, right? So it's not bring it in and get it taken care of, and then the dealership is going to go back and ask for that money. The same way, another thing is mobile techs, you cannot always get reimbursed for warranty work. So what do I mean by this? I mean that customers will call a mobile technician and get something replaced and then try to go back and get money for warranty work. It doesn't normally work like that. Now, you can comment down below if you've had this experience and they have reimbursed you, but almost all of the time I have found that even the mobile technicians will have to come in, diagnose it, submit it for warranty, get the authorization, and then perform the work in that order. And you don't pay, because once you pay, then it's kind of out of their hands in terms of like, well, did they overcharge you for the work? What are they realistically willing to pay for it, right? Because every manufacturer has an amount that they will pay per job already predetermined. Hey everybody, I am adding this into the video because I just remembered it's actually much later in the evening and I'm about to go to sleep. But one thing I forgot to mention is some manufacturers are actually really good at adding policies that help the customers out after purchase. For instance, I think it's Grand Design, and there's one other brand out there that I'm positive, comment down below if you know who it is, that will ship parts overnight for the customer to repair things should they need to do it on their own or want to do it on their own. So depending on who you purchase from, there are special, things they will add to the warranty. Another one is, warranties are technically for weekend warriors, but if you find one that says full-time, right, it usually covers seasonal or long-term stays. What does that mean? It means warranties have a built-in clause that if you camp more than the average camper in it, it actually voids the manufacturer's warranty completely. So if you tell the wrong person that you live in one and it's not full-time warranty, it can completely void that manufacturer's warranty, which is super frustrating if you're not aware of it. So yeah, those were a couple things that I completely forgot about, and as I was brushing my teeth for the night, I remembered them. Okay, back to the video. So that's exactly a bit more about the warranty industry and RVs. I really hope this video has been useful. I hope it's kind of just settled your stomach in the sense of if you're considering buying an RV, it's still an amazing experience. It's so much fun. But be realistic. It's a home on wheels. They're built by hand, and it doesn't matter if you spend $5,000 or $500,000, something is going to break because it's a home on wheels going through a tornado and a hurricane every time you drive it down the road. Your home is not meant to move. And they can make it as best as they want, but things will arise. And it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So if you can be settled with that and expect, just to have to handle issues down the road, then that's it. Then you're ready to go and be an RV owner and enjoy camping. And that's pretty much all I've got. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, happy camping!